sat in here multiple times to hear the dual credit spiel. This semester, we're trying it where we have 2 different groups during advisory. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic on over to Jordan. We'll be passing out a folder and a separate sheet that states eligibility form requirements. So I do ask that you guys be quiet, be respectful, represent Valley Center High School with pride. We are in here 30 minutes, and then Jordan will be in the commons area during lunchtime. So if you have any specific follow-up questions that we don't have time for or you're not comfortable with asking here, please see her at that time. Also, if you are in CTE, speech, psychology, or sociology, you will hear this again tomorrow during advisory. It is a required meeting both days if you are interested in the dual credit. Okay, Jordan.
I'm going to go up on this stage, actually. Okay, so how's everyone this morning? Good? Everyone's happy to be back from Christmas break, right? Right. So as she said, my name's Jordan. Most of you probably have already seen me or know who I am. Or heard me talk last semester for those of you that took fall dual credit classes. Just out of curiosity, how many of you have taken dual credit classes through WSU-TECH? Most of you. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. That's why we're not going to show you the video that we showed you first semester. A lot of you saw it 5 or 6 times, so you kind of probably have it memorized by this point. But this is kind of a refresher, and for those of you that are new, we are doing this a little bit differently. Okay, what we've done in the past is we've had every class come in here every hour. So there were some students that were, like I said, in 5 or 6 classes, and they had to come in here all day and listen to me talk the same thing over and over again. All right, so the way we want to do this now is today we are doing the classes who do require prerequisites, as she said, math, science, Spanish classes, and comp. Okay, tomorrow we will do the psychology, sociology, government, business classes. Okay, if you are here today and you are in any of those classes, you do not need to come back tomorrow. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? Make sure you have a packet and an eligibility form. They're still passing them out, so if you don't have one, that's okay. Just raise your hand so they know to bring you one. All right, let's see. All right, so let's go over the information in this packet. Okay, I know most of you got one of these last semester, but we're giving you another one because you got to fill out the forms again. Even if you took classes last semester, you still got to fill out these forms. So first of all, let's look at this packet on the front. So this is an opportunity for you to take these classes for college credit while you're still in high school. Okay, we are offering these classes to you at $75 per credit hour. Okay, so if you want to take any of these college credit classes with us, $75 per credit hour. So if you were taking, let's say you're in Comp 2, and you're taking, that's a 3 credit hour class, okay? So 75 times 3 is $225. That is the total we would charge you if you want to take the class for college credit. We're not going to charge you for a book, and we're not going to charge you fees. Why? Because you're not taking the class on our campus. You're taking it here with your own teacher, and we're not going to charge you for that stuff. That is a very, very good deal. If you know you're going to college, this is a very great opportunity for you, because whatever you're majoring in, you're going to need to have college algebra, composition, psych, soc, some science classes, some business classes, okay? So this is a chance for you to get them much cheaper. So let's say you're going to a big university. Let's say you're going to KU, okay? I think that's great. KU is a wonderful school. They are much more expensive. So let's say you took Comp 2 at KU. They usually charge about $320 per credit hour. Okay, then you add in the cost of a book, you add in fees, you're looking at over $1,000 for that same class that you can get through us for $225. And I know most of you know this, you're smart kids, okay, you know the deal, but I just like to go over it again with you. So I'll hand these out today. On the front, there's a place that says due date. We will be back next Wednesday. They are due to Mrs. Seacat on Friday. Everyone hear that? They are due to Miss Seacat by this Friday. Okay, so that gives you 3 days to get these filled out, get them signed by your parents, and all that good stuff. Any questions about that? And then we will get receipts to you next week when we come back out here to process the forms. All right. Let's open up these folders. I want to make sure we have enough time. I think we have 30 minutes. Okay. How many of you have not ever heard me talk before? Are there any people in here? A couple. Okay. So on the side that has the yellow arrow, talks about transferability. This is a major question I get from students and parents. If I take this class through WSU-TECH, will it transfer to whatever school I want to go to? The answer is yes. If you know you are going to a public Kansas college or university, whether it's a 2-year or a 4-year school, public Kansas college or university, there are 32 of them. This class, any of these classes are guaranteed to transfer to any of those schools. I got to remember I'm talking about multiple classes here, okay? Any of the classes that you're in here for me to talk to you about should be guaranteed to transfer to any of those schools, okay? So even if you're going to KU or K-State or somewhere like that, you shouldn't have any issues with that. Any questions about that transferability part? If you're going to a private school or an out-of-state school, we can't guarantee that these classes will transfer simply because they're not Kansas Board of Regents schools, and we can't guarantee that. However, I will tell you, I've been doing this over 3 years, and I've never had a student yet tell me they had a class that will not transfer. Okay? Are all classes in here, even A and P? Okay. Okay. So I do want to touch on that then. For those of you that are in anatomy and physiology, anatomy and physiology is kind of its own entity, okay? Because a lot of these bigger schools, especially if you're majoring in a medical field, want you to take their anatomy and physiology class, okay? Like KU and K-State, their anatomy and physiology classes are 8 credit hour class instead of a 5 credit hour class. So they would not accept anatomy and physiology from here as anatomy and physiology, but they would accept it as elective credits. And if you're majoring in the medical field, you're going to need as many science credits as you can possibly get. So I think it's still a good idea for you to take it. But I just wanted to be upfront with you about that so you don't get there later and say, oh, well, they told me anatomy and physiology would transfer, and then they tell you it won't. But I did look it up on several different schools' websites, and it will transfer as elective credits, okay? The other classes in here, you should not have any issues with that. If you do have issues or you have questions about any of this, please contact me. We can send syllabus to these schools that you want to go to make sure that these classes will transfer for you. All right. Are any of you taking classes outside of dual credit? Are any of you taking classes through us online or on one of our campuses? Okay. For those of you that might not be familiar with this, these classes in this black box down here, these are all of our guaranteed transfer general education classes that we offer. These classes are good for high school students at $75 per credit hour while you're still in high school, okay? Normally we charge $116 per credit hour. We give a discount to high school students because you can't get financial aid while you're in high school. So you can take any of these classes through us while you're still in high school and get that lower rate. Okay, and a lot of students take advantage of this. A lot of students graduate high school with a lot of college hours already under their belt. It'll save them time and money in the future. If you're interested in taking any of these, that rate is good to you through the semester after you graduate. So if you're a senior and you graduate in May, you can still come take these classes through us over the summer for that lower rate. Any questions about that? Any questions so far at all? Okay, moving on. I got to get used to talking into the microphone. All right, on the other side, these are frequently asked questions that we get, okay? I am not going to stand here and go over all of these with you. You can read through them. Please take this home and show mom or dad or guardian, whoever, so that they kind of know what some of this stuff is. This is just some of the stuff we always get asked. There are certain drop dates you have to abide by. So if you sign up for the class and then later you decide maybe you don't want to do it, there are dates that you have to drop by, and those are, your teacher have those in their syllabus, okay? So if you want to know what those dates are, I know the first date to drop with a refund is, I believe, February 20th. So, and then would be in April, when is the last day you can withdraw without getting an F, okay? So again, your teachers have those in their syllabus, so. Everyone good? Okay. On the back, these are your steps to enroll. If you have never taken classes through WSU-TECH or WATC, when we were WATC, you do need to do the online application. Most of you have already done this. If you have already done the online application and you've already taken classes, you do not have to do it again, okay? But if you are a new student to WSU-TECH, it's imperative that you do that online application, because if you don't do it, you're not going to be in our system, and we're going to take your forms back to get you enrolled, and we're not going to be able to enroll you. This is a huge problem every semester. Not really here. The students here usually do a pretty good job, and we'll check that when we're here next week to make sure you're in the system. We don't usually have an issue with that, but just make sure that you complete that part. You will need to know your social security number when you do that, so if you don't know it off the top of your head, just make sure you have it handy. All right. Again, you need to return the forms Friday to Miss CCAT. And I'm going to go over the forms with you here in just a minute when we're done with the folder part. Okay, once you get enrolled, you're going to get an email saying that you've been enrolled, all right? And have any of you accessed your My WSU-TECH portal at all? Okay, this is where you can go to check your grade, get an unofficial transcript, pay your bill. There's a lot of things you can do with that. So if you don't remember your login information, we did put our IT student help desk phone number on here. You can call them, and they will provide that information to you, or they'll reset it for you. Or if you know your username but not your password, there is a password reset on that as well. They prefer you do that first, and then if you still can't get in, contact them. All right. If you have questions or your parents have questions after I'm gone today, well, I'll be in the cafeteria area during lunch, okay? During all 3 lunch periods to answer questions. But if your parents have questions, my name again is Jordan Rice. My email address is down here at the bottom of this folder. Ann Lee is our other high school liaison. Okay, she can answer your questions as well, and her email address is here. If you want to reach me by phone, down at the very bottom, there is a phone number there. That is not our main number. That goes directly to my desk, okay? So you can call me. And if I'm not there, leave a message, because I'm out at schools pretty much all day, every day for the next 3 weeks, okay? Any questions so far from any people that are new? Okay. Okay, let's go over these forms. Because we do have a bit of a change with one of them, but not the first one. The first one is the enrollment form, okay? Most of you have seen this. You fill this out, you have your mom or dad sign it, and then you'll have a counselor sign it, okay? You need your counselor to sign it because there are certain eligibility requirements you need to meet in order to take it for college credit, which I will go over here in a minute. And then at the bottom, you'll see the classes start. And on the back are the rest of them. We have a lot of classes out here, okay? Both semesters, but more second semester. A lot of these classes have multiple sections, so just make sure that you put a check mark next to the class, next to the section that you're in. You'll know by the time, okay? So for like Comp 2, she has 4 sections of Comp 2. We just want to make sure we get you in the correct one. Mark all your classes on one form. You do not need 2 sets of forms. Like I said earlier, if you're here today, you don't need to come back tomorrow. That's pretty cut and dry. Any questions on the enrollment form? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Did everyone hear that? We missed a class on here, Miss Lang, calculus. If you are in that class, you can just write it at the bottom of your form, and we'll get that put in there. I don't know how I missed that. Yes. No, that's a really good question. He asked if the online classes are also on that form. No. If you're taking online classes or you're taking any other classes through us, that is a different process. Okay, I am just here to do the dual credit enrollment. Yeah, I'm glad that you asked that. Any other questions yet? Sure. Yes. Okay. Yes. Calculus is a 5 credit hour class. Yes. Calculus is 5 credit hours. Yes. Sorry, what? Oh, for calculus would be $375. Yes. Yes. For a 5 credit hour class, all of the classes on here are going to be either 3 or 5 credit hours. Okay, so if it's a 3 credit hour class, it's $225. If it's a 5 credit hour class, it's $375. Anyone else? Okay. Oh, did someone have their hand up? No? Okay. I thought I saw one. All right, the next one. Yeah. Sure. They're not on there because Ashton will bring those. Yes. Yes. If you are in Mr. Dahl or Mr. LeDuc's classes, Ashton will be here tomorrow. You do need to come in. You do need to come in if you're in those classes. Yeah. We'll work this. We'll work this all out. Maybe next semester we'll try to put them all on the same form. That will be easier. Okay. All right. Payment. Let's go over your options for payment. Okay, there are several different ways that you can pay for the class or classes you are taking. A lot of students take multiple classes. You need to fill out the top part and you need to sign it. Sorry, you don't need to sign it. Your parent or guardian needs to sign it. All right. At the bottom, here are your options for payment. You can pay in full with a check when we pick up these forms. Okay. You can pay in full with a credit card. There is a spot down here for credit card information. If you or your parents aren't comfortable putting credit card information down on paper, some people are not comfortable with that. Your other option is that once we've enrolled you, you can call and make a payment, or you can go onto your WSU-TECH and make a payment that way. Okay. If you choose that option, please make sure you wait until after you've been enrolled, and it can take up to 2 weeks to get you actually enrolled when we pick these up. Just because we have about 2,500 students, we have to be enrolled by February 12th. So, all right. We also have a payment plan. Okay, so if you think you can't make the full payment all at once, you do have that option. Let's turn to the back of that form. This is a worksheet that will help you figure out what your payments will be. So depending on the amount of credit hours you're taking, you would put that total there. Your first payment due would be 25% of the total plus the $30 processing fee. There is a one-time $30 processing fee if you do the payment plan. Okay, and that will be on your first payment, and then you'll have 3 more payments during the spring semester. Each will be 25% of your total. If you are doing the payment plan, please make sure you fill out both sides of this form and get both sides of them signed. If you are not doing the payment plan and you're paying in full, we only need the front. Any questions about payment options? Yes. Are you 18? No. If you're 18 and you're paying for the class yourself, your parent does not have to sign the payment plan or payment form, okay? If you are under 18 and you're paying for the class, you still need a parent to sign it, okay? Yes. That's a good question too. If you're in an online class, I did have this come up last semester. I had a student who did the dual credit classes, but she had already set up a payment plan for her other classes she was taking. If that is the case and you want to set up one payment plan for all of them, please note that on your form and maybe come talk to me when I come back next week to pick these up, okay? We'll be in the library next Wednesday. Yeah, and I think that's going to work much better so you're not standing in line in the library for 30 minutes. Okay, you can stay in class, and if we need to talk to you about something, we will bring you in. Are there any other questions about the payment form or the payment plan or anything? If you have a balance from last semester that you have not paid yet, you will not be able to be enrolled until that is paid. Okay, if you're not sure if you have a balance, let me know and I can get in touch with our business office and check for you. All right. This is what's changed a little bit. So in the past, this is the FERPA, where it says online FERPA, student consent form. This is our privacy policy at the college level. We used to have a student consent form that most of you have probably already filled out, okay, where you give us permission to talk to your parents or guardians if they call and need information from you. Our registrar has changed this process, so it's kind of another trial thing here. These are the instructions to go online and do the student consent form. Okay, again, if you've already taken a class through us, you already did the written one, so you don't need to worry about this. Okay, but this just gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do that. If you're new, what that means is at the college level, you're considered an adult, and we cannot give out any information about you unless you give us permission to do that. So if this is not filled out and your mom or dad calls and they want to make a payment for you, we cannot accept it. And I've had parents get really mad at me over the phone because I can't tell them anything. All right? So just make sure that you do this if you have not done it already. Again, this is a new process, so if you're doing it and you have questions, please let me know so I can help you. Okay? I hope this works out. Okay, we're a little bit worried about it, but it'll be fine. All right, no questions about that? Yeah, so the identifier code, you would create an identifier code and it'll walk you through that. That way, if mom or dad calls, they just need to provide that identifier code to know that you gave them permission. Yeah, it's I think it's going to work well for our college students. We're hoping maybe we're talking to them about changing it back, but we'll see. For now, this is what you need to do. Again, most of you have done it, so I wasn't real concerned about it. But when you're doing it, just call me if you have questions. Okay, last form. How much time do we have left? All right. Eligibility form. She kind of already went over some of this with you. There are certain requirements you have to meet to take these classes for college credit, which is why we split them up into 2 different days. So as you can see at the top, you'll put your name, your high school. This is where your counselor will look your GPA up for you, and they will sign it, because you do need to have a 2.0 or higher cumulative GPA, okay, in order to be qualified for college credit. So those of you in Composition 2, the only requirement for that is that you took Comp 1 for college credit and passed it with a C or better. Okay, Comp 1 for college credit, C or better. College algebra, you need to have an ACT math score of 21 or higher. If you don't, most of you, I think, have taken the Ed Ready test. As long as you scored high enough on that, or you have met your target score, that would qualify you. Statistics. Statistics is the same as college algebra. However, if you have already taken college algebra for college credit and got a C or better, that would qualify you to take statistics, okay? Trigonometry, same exact thing as statistics. If you are in trigonometry, you probably took college algebra last semester with Mrs. Joyle, okay? So if you passed it with a C or better, you would be able to take trig this semester. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. Calculus is on this form, but I just missed it on the enrollment form. Okay. Calculus, let's see. College level, college algebra. Okay, for calculus, you need to have taken college level, college algebra, and trigonometry with an A or B, okay? Or if you have a 25 or higher on the math ACT, that would qualify you for calculus as well. Any questions about calculus requirements? They're all listed here for you. Yeah, your teachers know all this too. Okay, chemistry and physics are the same, okay? In order to do chemistry or physics, if you've taken college algebra, I almost run out of time. Just 1 minute, I'm almost done, and then I'll be able to answer questions in the cafeteria. As you can see, chemistry and physics are the same as the college algebra requirements, okay? So if you meet those, that's fine. Spanish 1 doesn't need to meet any of these prereqs. Spanish 2, you need to have taken Spanish 1 for college credit and got a C or better. So this needs to be signed as well. Like I said, you give it to Ms. Seacat, and the counselors will get it signed for you. I will be able to answer your questions out in the cafeteria later, so I won't take any more right now so you can get to class. Do you have anything you want to add? Okay, thank you guys.